race against time.
So now I feel this year we're more ready than we've ever been before.
The intensive work underway in Peguis First Nation as the community scrambles to get ahead of rising floodwater. Also tonight, a new toxic drug hits the streets of Winnipeg.
The youngest was 19, the eldest of the group was 33.
Why naloxone doesn't work on it, and the desperate efforts underway to save lives. And later, back in business.
We've given it a thorough, renovation inside. We've refreshed most of the surfaces.
How a classic Winnipeg diner is making its return this spring.
CTV News. Live from downtown Winnipeg with Taylor Brock.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Halmerson. Peguis First Nation is putting up an aggressive flood fight. The community is bracing for what is forecast to be a devastating spring flood. Thousands of sandbags are being filled and thrown, and even Premier Wob Canoe was there to help out today. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, the community says this is the most prepared it's ever been.
Velma Sanderson's nephew's house already has a wall of sandbags around it.
We know it's coming, but this place always floods every year.
She's hoping that's enough to keep the floodwaters at bay.
I'd say it should be. Then again, I'm not sure.
There is a lot of activity on Peguis First Nation, which is prone to flooding after forecasters warned this spring could be as severe as 2022. Community members and volunteers are filling thousands of sandbags. Trucks are hauling them to needed homes and buildings. You can see them crisscrossing the First Nation. People here say this is the most preparation they've ever seen.
You usually start too late and it's already flooded there. Yeah. Look at the water.
Premier Wob Canoe was also here to lend a hand, as well as a crew from the Canadian Red Cross who are setting up a warming center.
So the community members and the volunteers and personnel could take a break while they're helping to protect their communities from the upcoming flood.
The province says evacuations could be necessary if roads get cut off, but in case of snap evacuations, tents and teepees are being set up inside Peguis's arena.
Just in case we have evacuees in the middle of the night, so they'll have somewhere to go and sleep, so it won't be so traumatic for the children and the families, and they could just all stay together in the tents.
Velma Sanderson hopes the effort will be enough for everyone to stay put and avoid being displaced again.
Rather be home in the community with our people.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Peguis First Nation.
Winnipeg harm reduction organizations are sounding the alarm tonight about a spike in fatal overdose cases. And there may be a common thread, a new toxic drug popping up on the streets of our city. CTV's Joseph Bernacki reports.
The past 2 weeks have been catastrophic for Kate Schoberg. Her organization, Resource Assistance for Youth, or RAY, says 5 people from their community have overdosed and died.
We're very alarmed because for us, that's a spike in mortality numbers.
Schoberg says it's heartbreaking, particularly because she knows those who died. In fact, they've accessed RAY's services over the years.
The youngest was 19, the eldest of the group was 33. These losses are incredibly tragic, and it's really having, obviously, personal effects on their friends.
And Schoberg is not alone. At Main Street Project, Executive Director Jamil Mahmoud says 10 people connected to his organization have died in the same time period. Mahmoud says their staff are reversing overdoses daily, but they can't keep up.
Right now, we're averaging 6 a day for sure. We would have averaged probably 2 to 4 a day on busy times in the past, so it's almost doubled in terms of kind of what we see on a daily basis.
Schoberg says a veterinarian tranquilizer called metatomidine is driving the spike in overdoses.
It's meant to keep horses sedated during surgery, right? And so that is what we're finding in the drug supply in Winnipeg, and it's been true for about the last 2 months or so. And the way that it presents is that people simply cannot wake up.
What makes it even more challenging to navigate for frontline staff, naloxone doesn't work. Kim Bailey tests drugs for safety at 9 Circles Community Health's lab. Their facility is one of the only in the city with a federal exemption to work with illicit drugs, with an eye towards a safer drug supply.
This week it's metatomidine. 6 months from now it might be something else. Why that's important is that people can then make a decision about whether they're going to use it or not.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
A City of Winnipeg spokesperson says naloxone usage is seeing a spike too. A week ago, almost 30 doses were given in a single day. That's the highest number recorded so far this year. Canada Post is starting the preliminary work to convert addresses still getting door-to-door delivery to community mailboxes, as well as phase out some post offices. And some of that work is starting right here in Winnipeg. In a news release, the Crown Corporation says Winnipeg is among 13 communities across Canada where it's beginning discussions to move about 136,000 addresses to community mailboxes late this year and early next year. 16,000 of those are in our city and include the 7 postal codes up on your screen. In total, Canada Post says it's converting about 4 million addresses to community mailboxes, and the work is expected to take about 5 years. It comes amid restructuring as the agency faces significant financial headwinds. First Nations chiefs are demanding an apology and federal inquiry into the surveillance of their leaders.
It is about violations of our inherent and treaty rights and the trust that has been broken again and again.
AMC raised its concerns with media this afternoon after a CBC investigation uncovered 6,000 pages of internal RCMP documents showing the police service was monitoring Indigenous leaders, organizations, and advocates beginning in the 1960s. Former National Chiefs Phil Fontaine and Ovid McCready were among the leaders surveilled.
It's a form of intimidation, I think, on the part of the Crown and the government, a way of ensuring that we behaved ourselves, which meant being complicit or compliant to what they wanted us to do.
AMC and the Assembly of First Nations are calling for an independent public inquiry with First Nations oversight and the immediate disclosure of all RCMP records and intelligence files related to the surveillance. They also want legislative safeguards to prevent it from happening again and a formal public apology from the Prime Minister and RCMP Commissioner at Lower Fort Garry by the end of the year. We have reached out to RCMP for comment but have not yet heard back. But last month, RCMP Commissioner Mike Duhaime issued a statement saying the RCMP today is not the same organization it was decades ago, but I acknowledge that more must be done. We have reflected on those past actions and continue to learn from them. A new learning lab blending Indigenous cultural teachings with a creative edge is now open in Winnipeg.
It feels like a safe space to be in, and just being in here and having things near you that you could be around and make things easily. I feel like it seems better than to be in an actual class learning it.
The lab is based out of R.B. Russell Vocational School and is the only public education space of its kind in the province. It's built for hands-on project-based learning and comes equipped with tools which support design, fabrication, textile work, and digital media.
The lab was created through the input from students, from community, from different partners and organizations. We have many Indigenous and non-Indigenous entrepreneurs and artisans that will come and support the lab as well. So it's beyond the lab, it's a safe space, it's a welcoming space for creativity, and beyond that, the partnerships through the community make it special.
The space is currently in its first phase of operation and will be adding more technological tools in the coming year. A Winnipeg institution is set to fire up its grill once again.
My dad and our extended family, that's where they got their start in the restaurant business.
And Peter Janakis tells CTV News his 87-year-old dad, John, is now back at Thunderbird Restaurant, which he first opened with his brothers back in 1961. John was approached to provide guidance to the current owner group after it bought the McPhillips Street Eatery last year. Janakis says a number of upgrades are currently underway.
We've given it a thorough, renovation inside. We've refreshed most of the surfaces. We've gone and, replaced a lot of equipment.
Indigenous says fans can expect a menu very similar to what Thunderbird traditionally offered, with all-day breakfast, hamburgers, hot dogs, and pots of fresh coffee. The diner plans to relaunch with a series of soft opening events for area businesses, with plans to fully reopen to the public in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Well, here's our first look at tonight's weather. About -3 out right now. Under slightly cloudy skies, feeling closer to -10 with the wind chill. The wind out of the north at 25 kilometers, all the way up to gusting to 39. Pressure rising, humidity sitting at 80%. Cooling off just a little bit more tonight, down to -4. There is a chance of some flurries or that wintry mix of snow and a little bit of freezing rain starting later tonight, with the winds out of the north at 30. Waking up to basically the same, -4. Snow showers likely in the morning, with the wind still out of the north. I'll have your complete Skywatch forecast a little later in the show.
The Artemis mission lands here in Winnipeg. I'm John Hendricks. I'll show you how a team is working to recreate the Orion spacecraft crew capsule, coming up on CTV News.
The downgraded housing market is inviting creativity. Take what's happening out in Steinbach, where folks can buy a home with a down payment of just 1%. CTV's Alex Carpa shows you how this is possible and if it could work as a solution elsewhere.
The basement is like playing for the kids.
For Nelgen Romero, owning a home once felt out of reach.
Kitchen.
He moved from the Philippines to Ontario in 2021. With housing prices and the cost of living skyrocketing, he didn't know what his future would look like.
Buying a house nowadays it's like a dream, because it's very expensive, right?
In 2024, an unexpected opportunity changed everything. His friend bought a home in Steinbach, Manitoba, with just a 1% down payment, and Romero's family followed suit.
It's very beneficial for us.
Romero's new home is in Lexington Village, a growing Steinbach neighborhood where many buyers use the same model, an idea developer Waldo Neustetter created nearly 2 decades ago.
I was down in Florida and I toured a Habitat for Humanity little town site, which they'd built a little community there of 110 homes, roughly about there. And I told my wife, this is what I want to do.
Neustetter partnered with a local builder and credit union, and construction began in 2017. More than 500 homes here in Steinbach and the surrounding area have opted into the 1% down payment program. And with more homes now under construction, the program is extending beyond the city limits. The neighborhood includes townhomes and duplexes. The mortgages function like traditional ones, but with Neustetter's help, buyers avoid insurance fees typically required for down payments under 20%.
We've never had any issues in terms of the losses or any problems in terms of borrowers in these homes.
For Romero, it's more than just owning a house. It's a fresh start.
It's a beautiful place for us, yeah.
Now he's looking ahead, building savings and a future for his family. Alex Carpa, CTV News, Steinbach, Manitoba.
More than 600 acres of wilderness in southeast Manitoba will be protected permanently thanks to a couple and their donation.
It is a conservation success story in Manitoba, and it was made possible by the family of William North.
Nature Conservancy Canada learned the property near the community of Elma was coming up for sale. After approaching the owners, the nonprofit says they agreed to sell them the land, and the couple donated 1/5 of the property for free in honor of their late uncle, who once owned the land and loved nature.
Some stats about the property. The Monk Creek peatlands property stores more than 340,000 tons of carbon. This is equivalent to the annual emissions of more than 380,000 passenger vehicles. So by conserving this land, it helps keep those greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere and supports a more stable climate for communities.
The nonprofit says protecting the land will also support the water quality of Monk Creek, which runs through the property and is home to an endangered species of fish. Head down to the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada and you'll see fighter jets, early helicopters, even the UFO-shaped Avro car. Soon you'll also be able to check out something straight from NASA's historic mission. A team of volunteers is building a full-scale walk-in replica of the Orion spacecraft crew capsule. CTV's John Hendricks dropped in to check it out as work got underway.
3,
2, 1. Booster ignition.
What was one small step for NASA's Artemis II mission is going to become a giant leap for the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada. A team of volunteers has started building a full-scale replica of the Orion spacecraft crew capsule, the same one that the Artemis II mission just used to travel around the moon and back again.
We're starting from scratch here, so and that's the fun part. I mean, it's a DIY at somebody else's expense.
And this project is going to require a lot of creativity.
What is that?
74.
74. Perfect.
That's right.
Unlike model kits, NASA hasn't publicized instructions on how to build a replica of an Orion capsule. But the crew building it here has retired engineers and former members of the Canadian Air Force.
Where are we getting our source of information? It's basically internet. You get pictures, you get a little bit of sketching, but it's really, really bare bones.
One thing that is very public is the general size of the Orion capsule. It's actually quite small, roughly the size of 2 minivans. Not a lot of room for sensitive scientific equipment and 4 astronauts.
I didn't think we would get as exceptionally good at like crawling all over each other for 10 days, but we did get good at that too. It's tight up there.
The Aviation Museum's capsule will be a little bigger. Big enough for everyone to move around in.
You'll understand the shape, the size, the constraints, as you can see inside the shell, and you'll get a good idea of what it is inside.
And you'll be able to go inside more than once.
This one is going to be here to stay.
A new permanent exhibit about the new chapter of space exploration. John Hendricks, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The curtain closes on the Winnipeg Jets roller coaster of a season, and we'll have your complete Skywatch forecast when we return. Our first Skywatch pick of the day comes west of Dauphin from Jim. A banquet of birds seemingly enjoying the snowy day out there. And our second pick of the day comes from Carlos. This was taken in Crescent Park here in Winnipeg. Couple deer wondering what's up. Keep those pictures coming to Winnipeg weather at ctv.ca. Well, got to around -1 today here in Winnipeg. It was windy though. I was out late this afternoon walking around downtown, and yeah, that wind was a little something. Now over the next few hours we could see a little bit more snowfall right now over in northwest Ontario. System rolling through. Bit of rain, bit of freezing rain, and that entire area is under a special weather statement tonight due to the risk of freezing rain, including Kenora. Something to keep an eye on if you're heading out early tomorrow morning. Now taking a look at the futurecast, yes, yet another system rolling through southern Manitoba, starting to feel like a broken record this week. It's going to roll through the south and central parts of the province tomorrow. Chance of some snow again in central Manitoba. Here in Winnipeg, we could see some light snow, even a bit of freezing rain. Much the same over the border as well. And it's going to continue through Friday before finally clearing up as we move into Saturday. Northwest Ontario could see that a little bit more into Saturday as well. This weekend, though, feeling a little chillier than we should see at this point of the year. Taking a look around the province tonight, dipping to -21 under clear skies up in Churchill, -19 in Thompson. Island Lake, we'll see likely some of that mixed precipitation. Likely snow tomorrow with a high of -7, -5 in Thompson under mainly cloudy skies. In the northwest, -12 in the Paw tonight, -23 up in Lynn Lake. Again, fairly clear skies up there. Tomorrow, the Norway House could see some of that snow or mixed precipitation as well. Sunny though in Lynn Lake with a high of 0. To our west out in Brandon, -8 tonight. Chance of some flurries or freezing rain there as well. -12 up in Swan River. Getting to -4 there tomorrow. More precipitation expected. Chance down in Brandon, but mainly sunny skies there. Here in Winnipeg and the surrounding area, taking a look, we'll see around -4 in Steinbach tonight, -2 there tomorrow. Chance of precipitation throughout the entire region. Much the same tomorrow, with highs around -2, a little cooler in Portage and Gimli at -4, and just over the border in northwest Ontario, -2 in Kenora tonight, getting up to +7 in Fort Francis tomorrow with the risk of thunderstorms. And a quick look at our 7-day forecast. Saturday, only a high of 0, mix of sun and cloud, but getting up to all the way up to 22 by Wednesday. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers shored up their quarterback ranks Thursday with a very big signing. The Blue and Gold announced they've signed rookie Canadian quarterback Taylor Elgersma. The Bombers picked Elgersma in the second round of the 2025 CFL Canadian Draft after a standout university career at Wilfrid Laurier. He was named the top player in U Sports football in 2024 after finishing the season with over 4,200 passing yards and 35 touchdowns. Following the CFL Draft, Elgersma signed with the Green Bay Packers and played 3 NFL preseason games before he was released. He'll report to Bombers rookie camp on May 6th. The Winnipeg Jets were looking to end a kind of disappointing season on a high note against the San Jose Sharks in front of a home crowd at Canada Life Centre.
And now a race for it. Opportunity here for Koepke. He's got a good burst, walking in all alone, and he scores!
Cole Koepke's 8th of the year was the lone bright spot of this one. Macklin Celebrini and the Sharks really sunk their teeth into the Jets, scoring 6 unanswered goals on Eric Comrie in a rout. The Jets finished the campaign 35, 35, and 12, missing the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since the 2021-22 season. From the classics to the contemporaries, still to come what's in store for the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra's upcoming season. From Beethoven to Barbie, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra is out with its 2026-27 season lineup. The season opens in September with Beethoven and Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphonies before moving on to other classics such as Mozart's Piano Concerto No. 27 and Brahms' Piano Concerto No. 1. Thursday's symphonic sessions continue, offering you the chance to watch live rehearsals and take part in post-concert question and answer sessions. This season, the WSO will be performing the scores alongside live screenings of 5 movies, including Skyfall, Barbie the Movie in concert, and The Wizard of Oz. There's plenty more in store. You can find all the information and subscription packages by visiting WSO.ca or by calling the box office. And the Royal Winnipeg Ballet is wrapping up its current season with the return of one of the most accomplished dancers to grace its stage. Internationally renowned prima ballerina Evelyn Hart will be joining the RWB's season finale performance of the 4 seasons. Hart was the leading dancer at the RWB for nearly 30 years. The shows run from April 30th to May 3rd at the Centennial Concert Hall and also include the Canadian premiere of Shagatum and Odyssey. And on May 3rd, you can hear directly from Hart during a pre-show chat. Tickets are available at rwb.org. Still to come, we'll take you inside the former Bank of Montreal at Portage in Maine, where renovations are taking place. And we'll break down tomorrow's forecast next.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Snow likely in the morning, around -4 with the wind out of the north at 30. At 2 o'clock, mainly cloudy skies and much the same at 5. We're getting our first look tonight at the transformation happening inside the iconic Bank of Montreal building at Portage in Maine. This is the future home of the Red River Métis National Heritage Centre. The Manitoba Métis Federation purchased the BMO building back in 2020. Once completed, it will feature exhibits and collections highlighting the history and culture of the Métis Nation. The Bank of Montreal building was originally constructed between 1909 and 1913 and received historic status in 1980. According to the Manitoba Métis Federation, the Heritage Centre will open early next year. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.